folks, Gareth here, and this is the Netgear Nighthawk AC1900 Wi-Fi VDSL ADSL modem router. Been very kindly sent over by Netgear for us to take a look at. This is one of their high-end routers, and it's well, it's actually quite lovely looking. Could have arrived at a better time as well. Okay, so this is for phone line connections. Obviously, it is the modem router as opposed to just an access point, and it does VDSL and ADSL. Okay, so this has a high-speed VDSL ADSL 2+ modem built in, which has simultaneous dual-band Wi-Fi, TX/RX 3x3, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi spectrum-y type things. There's a dual-core 1.6 gigahertz processor, but my spec sheet seems to say 1 gigahertz processor, but it might say on the side here. That's the same stuff there. Right, okay. Simultaneous dual-band, implicit and explicit beamforming, always useful. Dual-core 1 gigahertz processor. It says that there as well. I think it might be 1.6, but hopefully we'll be able to speed test it or something like that to be able to find out what it is. Wi-Fi booster with high-powered radio amplifiers. Memory of 128 megabytes of flash memory, 256 megabytes of RAM. That's quite low, I suppose, for some respects, but this is just a router. It does have a sort of media server type thing built in as well, so hopefully that'll be able to stand transfers, but I imagine it totally will. Okay, advanced quality of service, ReadyShare USB, ReadyShare Vault, IPv6 support. I think that's the first time I've had a router with this support, and I've seen it before, but nothing's ever worked. Push and connect, and turn LED lights on, off through router settings. That's quite nice if it's in the same room as you at night or something like that, or due to a screaming child, you might have to spend the night on the sofa, so you don't need that flickering away in the background. Okay, up the top here it says security, customize free URL to set up personal FTP server, VPN support, guest network access, Wi-Fi protected access, double firewall protection, and denial of service, attack protection. Okay, so we've got a decent amount of security there that should be able to take maybe the less experienced hackers out, or the amateurs. It's certainly not going to stop Anonymous seeing what you're doing. Broadband internet services, Gigabit Ethernet, system requirements, and standards. There are 2 USB 3 ports on here, 1 VDSL ADSL port, the 2 Wi-Fis, and 5 Gigabit Ethernet ports. 1 wireless and 4 LAN. I think that's the first time I've seen it summed up as that. 5 ports, 1 wireless, 4 LAN. Anyway, on the back here we have the same kind of specifications reiterated. Down here, slightly fancier graphics for them. Netgear Genie app. I'm quite interested to see this. This is one of the reasons why I asked for this particular one, because I want to see what the app is like. Netgear, over 6 million downloads for the Genie app. There's a basic look at the device. And, of course, the all-important contents and physical specifications. Well, what we'll do is we'll open it up and have a look at it, and I'll go through the specifications as we're looking around the device. Okay, it's quite a nice box. It's got all this kind of silvery reflective material that will probably look quite nice whenever you dump the box in the bin or in the attic or whatever. So inside the box is a less impressive box. That opens up like this. Right, on the top we have a quick start guide. Nighthawk AC1900 Wi-Fi VDSL, right, yes. And network control, so easy, it's like magic. Excellent. other booklets and things inside here as well. So we have the Quick Start Guide, the Declaration of Conformity, Product Update. Some Netgear wireless routers cannot correctly detect ADSL settings for Be There and O2 services in the UK. That's interesting. So if you're with Be There or O2, then you need to read this. I'm not, so I'm not going to. Netgear, Home Suite Connected Home. And a nice little map of what this can do for you in a very small house. Really big office, slightly smaller living room, and another. Oh, that's a bedroom right there. There's no kitchen or anything. This house doesn't have a kitchen. Who needs kitchens in this day and age, or even a bathroom? Wow, that is a pretty impressive house. No bathrooms. Right. Okay. So Wi-Fi range extenders go into other rooms to help you. Arlo, the Arlo home camera is 100% wire-free HD indoor-outdoor video camera for home monitoring. There it is beside the front door. And that comes through here. That's the monitor for you to see who's at the front door when you're sitting in your own filth at your desk. Nighthawk wireless router. Of course, you would set it on the side of your desk beside your computer, which is where everybody puts theirs, not under the stairs. There is also no stairs on this map. That's quite bizarre. And I'm just noticing there's a bit of an office here as well inside the bedroom. This person is dedicated to their job. Yeah. Okay, so NAS storage beside the computer too. Computer goes to internet and cloud. Cable modem, which is there. Why you would need that whenever you... Oh, right, okay, yes, okay. Yeah, you can plug the wireless router into the cable modem. Yeah, gotcha, sorry. And power line adapters to get you up and down the stairs, provided it's on the same circuit, which, for the size of this house, must be. And there's a bit of an advertisement for Arlo, which looks very wet. Night vision. I wouldn't mind having a look at that, actually. Maybe contact them. Ready Cloud, remote access to your photos and files. Okay, and then that's the network app. Right, here's the device here on top. We'll have a look at that in a second. What else do we get in here? We get a standard phone line, phone cable type thing, as you would expect. There is an Ethernet cable that I'm guessing is probably Cat 5. Not that it says. Aha. Cat 5e. Okay. So that's good enough. I suppose there isn't really anything called Cat 6. There isn't. I don't think they were allowed to call it in America. Right. Large wall wart here. It's really heavy too, actually. And a fairly long cable. Let's have a look at the length of it, because that is a very important consideration. That's, yeah, it's about 2 meters. Maybe a little more. We have a micro filter, which has VDSL written on it and phone in the line. I don't think people use those anymore. And then the antennas. There are 3 of them, and they're a bit of an odd shape. Oops. They are this shape. They look like a knife, a butter knife, for spreading butter on your toast. Okay, so that must help catch and send wireless waves. Possibly. or it's just formed plastic to make it look a little more presentable. Right, the device itself. And it looks good. It does. It actually looks really good. It looks more like a router than you would expect. Ooh. We will have to hold on to this because it has my personal wireless key on it. Okay, so on the top here we have a bunch of lights along the bottom. Well, first of all, point out it's probably going to be quite difficult to get exact measurements on this, given that it's not a perfect square. However, it's about 7.2 millimeters. I guess this would be the 7.2. That would be the thinner point, wouldn't it? That's about 7 millimeters. Yeah. One of these two edges is 7.2 millimeters, and then one of these two edges, here to here, or here to here, is 11 point. No, those are inches. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so size-wise, it's not exactly the easiest thing to point out the actual size on, but it's roughly about 285 millimeters along here, or what's that, 11 inches. And then this way is 185 millimeters, or 7 inches thereabouts. And then the depth, or the height of it, is almost 2 inches, so that would be at the tallest point, or 50 millimeters. Okay, so they must be taking it from the tallest and widest points. It's not like a mobile phone where they say, "Oh, it's this thin," but it's actually this thin. Right, and it weighs approximately 165 pounds, which is 750 grams. It is light. Feels hollow. Okay, down here we have some lights. We have, well, that's obviously a standby light. That's probably internet connection. That's how to tie a knot, a sheep's hitch or something like that. The 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz flappy lights. USB 1 and 2. And then the Ethernets at the back. The Ethernet ports 1, 2, 3, 4. Wi-Fi. Oh, that's a button, right, okay, to reset Wi-Fi, possibly. Not that we're going to be able to find out. Let's have a look at the quick start and see if it actually has a guide for what all of the lights mean. Yes, here it is on the first page. Okay, so that's power, internet, DSL, because they're so different, 2.45, USB 3.1 and USB 3.2, Ethernet's 1 to 4, Wi-Fi on-off button with LED, and WPS button with LED. Okay, fair enough. Looking around the back here, we have LED on-off switch, dedicated full hard switch for turning that off and on. Nice. It could be a bit confusing. You could play a joke and someone thinks that it's all broken, maybe. We don't know. We'll have a look whenever we set it up. 1, 2, 3 aerial ports. Reset switch in there. On-off button. Clicky. Power. Internet in. Ethernet out. DSL in. Okay. Yeah. Down the bottom here, just grills for fans. Some feet. Wall attachments that actually look quite large in comparison to the other one that I had. So you can mount it on your wall either way around. And then here we have the USB on the side, which means USB's on the other side. I don't know if I like that. I think I prefer them to be on the back. Because if you were to connect, well, I suppose it is easier to access them at the side, but if you have a USB stick sticking out here or a USB cable leading off to a hard drive or something like that, then that's I'm sure it's fine. You know, it's the aesthetics of the thing. It looks good. I don't want to take away from that by having some dongles or something sticking out the sides. I can't complain about it. That's fine. All right. Well, we'll hook up some of these aerials, and we'll go down and we'll set her up and see how things go. Okay, so that's what we're going to look like with the butter knife sticking out the back. It's a nice looking router. It really is. They put a lot of effort into the design. It's nice to see because some routers are just god ugly and they have to be sitting in the center of your living room. I don't mind this sitting there at all because it does look kind of space age and like Battlestar Galactica or something like that.